Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Texas back with the MUTMen podcast, episode number 84. And as always, we're joined by our host, Gutfox. How's it going, bro?
Nah, not too bad, Texas. How about you?
It's going good, going good. It's about cold out here right now in Colorado. I kind of got some gloves on right now recording this because I don't want to turn the heat on because that's expensive. But I think we'll be all right.
You could just build a fire, can't you?
I mean, we could, but for some reason, I'm allergic to smoke. I learned that like twice. 2 sinus infections. So no more smoke for me.
Oh, so what are you into vaping then?
Mostly edibles.
Oh, okay. Very cool. That's good to know.
Hey, they're good. They're good as well. I mean, if I could send you some, I would. But like, I'm not gonna go to jail for shipping
Drugs across the border.
I was gonna say cookies,
interstate.
but I guess that works out. But speaking of cookies, we got
Heyo.
Cookie Boy as our guest. How's it going, man?
What up, guys?
Not too much.
Not too
So-
much at all.
Last time we had Cookie, he filled in for Texas as the co-host. It's good to have you back, Cookie, but this time in a guest role.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
no, coming for the full party this time. I'm glad to have Sexes here this time.
Yeah, it was.
I like
It was. I'm glad you filled in for me because I had just met you out in EA Play, and I kind of got hurt though because you didn't recognize me. I was like, he doesn't know who I am.
I wouldn't know what you were if I saw you.
I'm like, you don't watch my videos. I was so hurt, but it's all good though. I don't watch my videos either.
So Texas, you got big timed, huh?
I got to meet a lot of people out there. A lot of people.
Yeah,
Cookie was not. Cookie was actually really nice though. I wanted to give him a hug, but like that'd have been weird just to give random dudes online that I know a hug. So, but I'm glad we're doing the show. We got a good one for you guys today. Gutfox has the list of stuff we'll be talking about. So let's get into it.
Yeah. All right. I'll run down the list quick here. Basically, gonna go through most feared and Cookie's game changer experience with that. The promos that we think is gonna come, new playbooks that were added to the game, the equalizer, the meta, Ed Reed, and the legends, giveaways, head-to-head glitches, weekend league pack odds, and elite tokens, and then whatever else pops up as they tend to do. All right. So let's talk about first most feared. I want to hear what you guys' thoughts on most feared was. Basically, what's your impression? Did you like it? And then can you rate it out of 10? Let's go Cookie Boy first. Let's hear what you had to think on most feared.
Well, I can't say much about the gameplay yet, because that's some of my favorite stuff from Most Feared, but I actually haven't been able to play it. I'm probably going to play some tonight. But I always like the gameplay aspect of it, just because, like, for the couple of days, like, the really tall players and stuff like that, it's just, like, a good, like, relaxing thing to do. And now they got the speed players and strong players, so I have to see how that works out. But as far as, like, the whole concepts and all that, I'm the last couple of years, they've done the whole Morse thing, so it's kind of cool that they tried to separate from it. And I think the speed one especially is a really good switch up to it, just so there's more chaos in the field, which is basically what this promo is all about, just straight chaos. So I like that. I like the players they added. The way they went about the whole promo, that's a whole nother story, because like the way the sets were presented and everything, how expensive the sets are to do, it's a whole, and basically the fact that like I believe for tall players, there's really no solos to get tall players. You have to like just do the token sets to get gold and elite players to try to do Sherman or try to do Fitzgerald or whoever's sets. So that stuff is like a little bit uneven, but I mean, I like the ideas, but I feel like there's just like some stuff that just wasn't executed well.
So did you, which sets, so you like the strong and the speed set better than the tall set? Because it seemed like the sets were kind of separated. Like the strong and speed are for pack openers, while the tall is for solo grinders. Did you like that or not?
Well, not the fact that they force you to do one of the sets, which was the tall set if you're a grinder. But I mean, I like the way the tall set was presented. It's just that there's not really many ways to get tall players besides doing those sets. Like if they had a solo challenge sequence for tall players like they had for speed and strong, that would go over like a little bit better.
Okay. Texas, what are your thoughts on those sets?
I don't mind the sets. I don't like how some of the cards you got to put in the sets don't got power-up sets. So if you've been paying attention, the first 2 that came out, strong and tall, 2 of the main cards that go into the set have power-up sets. So it's not terrible getting those cards in that. But then with the Scary Fast, none of the cards have power-up sets, which kind of threw me off. I'm like, I thought that was a trend right now where you at least give us some value back for cards in the set on top of what their Nat version brings to the table. So I didn't like that. But other than the Scary Tall set, I wasn't a fan of like the Scary Fast because I mean it rewarded pack openers, but for guys who are grinding solos, I kind of wish there was an option for us to be able to redeem our tokens for maybe one of those players like an Anthony Barr or Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, technically you could through the exchange set for strong to. Oh wait, could you do tokens to tall and tall?
What you would have to do to exchange would be do the token set and sell the players out of the tall for the.
Yeah,
that's what you have to do if you wanted to do it a roundabout way. But there was no way you could grind to get Anthony Barr or Russell Wilson.
So you think there should have been a conversion set for grinding to the speed? Is what you're saying, Ted?
I think so, because it'll help the market out as well. Because I know Randy Moss's price dictated like the price of those cards. Because Russell Wilson's not worth that amount of coins at all, but he is because Randy Moss is the big ticket in that set. So I just wish there was other ways you can go about getting him. But other than that, like, I have no complaints with the sets. I have complaints with how they executed Most Feared this year, though.
Okay, let's hear them. Wait. One thing. No. I want to hear your complaints first. Sorry.
Gotcha. So
sorry about that.
We got the Frostbite engine, which is they've been hyping up. Why didn't we get a Most Feared stadium with like fire, brimstone, and demons in the stands? Like, that'd have been dope to see. Like a field that's on fire.
That is true.
We could have got a skeleton type coach. Our coach could have been a skeleton. Like, just keep the theme. In fact, we could have got some uniforms. It could have been dope graphically to see them do something like that outside of just morphing the players. Also, I'm kind of mad at the players that they don't morph past 7'9" or whatever. I like the back.
Well, some of the players go to like some players go to 7 foot. Like Brock Osweiler goes to 7 foot, but
which
I think Rackpo.
That's like 2 inches for him.
Yeah.
But like, I just wish they would have just did more height, because I really enjoyed when they first did it. It was just ridiculous. Or guys with 7'9". Maybe they don't do it because like it's just kind of how they max out with it. But I just wanted to see a little bit more theatrics with this promo. Like for Thanksgiving, I want to see like some Thanksgiving themed stuff out there. Then for Christmas, some Thanksgiving presentation or Christmas presentation as well, because that'll kind of fit right in with the spirit and stuff like that. And there's a reason to collect those certain stadiums outside of just the chemistries. So I didn't like that at all for it.
Yeah, Cookie, thoughts?
I really like that stadium idea. I think that's something that you probably chalk up for next year, to be honest. If it didn't happen now, it's probably not going to happen the rest of this year. Because since this is the first year they're doing the Frostbite, they're probably just trying to get like graphic stuffs correct, and then next year maybe we could expect more, I would guess.
Yeah. So about the stadium, I think that would have to be like content actually added to the game. I think we need a patch to get something like that in, right?
Probably so. I'm just looking at it just as it's a new engine. So they got destructible environments in Battlefield. We should have crazy stadiums that actually put you in the like that element of being scary. Like it should be like, you know how they got the Seahawks stadium has like you can see the thing up top. Maybe if you look outside the stadium, you can see like a castle in the background.
No, that'd be cool.
That'd be kind of dope.
I think it kind of like some instead of going like morphing next year, kind of make it like that Mutant Football League. I don't know if you guys remember that game from way back in the day, but they were like completely different looking cars. Is that kind of morphing what you want next year? That kind of theme?
That'd be kind of funny to see like players instead of morphing like tall, they morph wider. Yeah. With like steroid behemoths out there in the field. I think that'd be kind of dope to see.
Be kind of like the blitz football. I like that. Or like they become zombies and vampires or werewolves, that kind of stuff.
Or like if you get like a Gronkowski next year, he just turns green and gets bolts in his neck. That would be dope. Cool. Yeah, that would be dope. Yeah, just do some things like that. So Gronk's would be Frankenstein. Who's the hairy man in the NFL? It could be the werewolf. Do stuff like that.
Yeah, Weddle.
Weddle would be great. Yeah,
that'd be dope. So we could do something like that where we just get more like immersion in the game. I think that'd be kind of fun to see.
That would be kind of neat. So that maybe for next year, but like Texas, do you think the morphing like itself, just going up taller or faster, does it get old after a while?
No, I think it does, but I still have fun with it. I still have fun going online with my linebacker and just lurking like short routes or deep routes with my guy because he's tall. So I still have fun with it. So even though it has been the same for the past 3 years, people still like watching the gameplay, and I still like playing the game. So I'm not gonna complain about that, even though I would like to see them do a little bit more with what they have this year.
Yeah, Cookie, you like the morphing. I think you mentioned that earlier. Now, like, what else could they do to make it more chaotic? Do you think out there, Cookie?
I think they had an idea to try and switch it up. For one, they could bring the height back. And
what's that mean?
Like, get some people that are legitimately near 8 feet, like that Brian Dawkins.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Like when they did that one year where like Justin Legend Brian Dawkins was taller than everyone else. If they did that with Tony Gonzalez, then people might be a little bit more excited about Tony G, because Tony G's already a rehash. So they did that, brought that idea back. That would be cool. But otherwise, I don't think I have anything on top of my head.
I gotcha. Yeah,
I don't got the crazy ideas you guys have.
Text
No,
had a good one.
when you're in a Skype call with like 5 people, you just start like brainstorming. Like, this has been dope. This has been dope. This would have been dope. And it just kind of flows organically. So thank you to Chase for talking to me about that, because me and him were going back and forth about this for a while.
Yeah. So out of 10, what would you guys have rated the most feared promo, Texas?
I'll give it a 10 out of 10 tomorrow if they drop limited editions, which
Really?
tomorrow will be Tuesday.
Yeah.
If they drop limited editions on Tuesday and couple with Team of the Week, some most feared cards, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. And I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 just because I like that it rewarded guys who are grinding the game. If you're playing the game every day, you got a chance to get a free 91 overall card that's going to literally be game changing for your team if you don't got one of those already.
91 with over 91 zone.
Oh yeah, Sherman. Oh yeah. Look, he's a great card. How about you, Cookie? Out of 10, what would you rate it?
Well, I gotta like actually play on the field soon. Get my hands on the sticks to actually play with the cards. So I can't fully say what it is because I think that's part of the rating. But as far as the way it's been done, I think there's been some really good parts of this promo. Like Texas said, the whole grinding thing. Like when I went down and saw the game early, which we're probably gonna talk about later.
Yep.
That was probably one of maybe my favorite thing to see. The fact that you get the Nat cards back if you do the whole set, rather than just throwing away a 91 Sherman just to get a 94 Gonzalez when that Sherman might low-key be better. And you get Fitz and all those guys back. And maybe they might not be starters on some people's teams. They would be on a lot of people's teams, but they could be potentially backups and stuff like that and whatever it may be. So that was cool. And the fact that they switched it up and brought different aspects like scary speed, scary strong, scary tall, I think that was cool. So overall, I would give it, I would give it like probably an 8 out of 10 just because I don't know. I feel like it had to be like the perfect promo to give it a 10 out of 10. And I don't think this was the perfect promo, but I think this was a good promo. Not a great one, a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, so it is weird. It seems like I saw a few people complaining. Like Toke complained on Twitter today about how he thought it was a boring promo. Now, why do you think Toke thought it was boring, Cookie?
Why he would think it's boring?
Yeah, maybe that's a loaded question. Texas?
I was gonna say because he likes pulling packs and he likes pulling packs for himself, and there was nothing in packs to pull for.
Yeah.
Like other than Thursday, and then we got players that weren't a part of the most feared promo. Like we got the kicker, which was weird, and then we got the Brenton Grimes, who's really good, but he's not gonna enrage. And usually in years past, we get limited time cards and packs. I think Beastman one last year that we ended up getting.
Chancellor was one last year.
We had 2 years ago. We got some people that were limited time. And
Chancellor was limited. Beast Mode, I think, was limited.
So we got stuff like that we just didn't get this year. I'm like, that'd be kind of something just to add into the game. It makes sense to me to add them in the game, but they're not trying to add limited time cards outside only on Thursday, it seems like. And then for Saturday, there's not really anything to pull packs for because you're not gonna pull a full legend unless you pull this past weekend. It seemed like because everybody's pulling legends. So I think that's why Tope found it boring because he wasn't gonna grind solos just. He can just buy the player. Like, why grind solo if you can just buy the player?
It's true. It didn't really speak to his market. Yeah. Cookie Boy is super popular. Wow. Sorry, with the phone going off. I kind of want to be Cookie Boy. He's
no, that's because I just like tweeted out a giveaway and like I'm just getting a bunch of notifications from people following me.
Gotcha. No, I'm just giving you crap. Hey, so that's one thing I want to ask you, Cookie Boy. Since you're a game changer. Why have they not listened to our talk about giving us limited legends? Why are they not giving us limited legends this year?
I would think probably something to do with the market. Just because if there's limited time cards, that means there's less of them out there, like total for the whole year. Which means,
so? Okay.
Unless you're a Browns fan, you'll get a lot.
I mean, when it comes to MUT, a lot of what happens has to do with the market, like the whole elite tokens thing, which I don't like at all. A lot of it's just them trying to control the market. Yeah.
So, what? Maybe you know more about this. Maybe they've talked to you game changers about this. I don't know if you're under NDA or anything, but why? What effect would limited time legends have on the market?
I would say it's just that the fact that there wouldn't be as many of them, so there would be less, the price would be higher on them, and that could potentially drive the market up for other cards, and that would be my guess.
Would tank as well, because they're kind of tanking right now. They're going up because of that set they put into the game the other day, or today with the read and react one, so golds are going up and down, so with limited time cards, golds seem to become cheaper. Then I don't know if you check like Daddy Leagues on Thursdays, when those packs come into the game, like golds will go from being 7 million to like 5.4 instantly. So I think that's probably why they're not adding it. Yeah, everybody's pulling their rewards.
Yeah. So I don't know if I 100% agree with them being rarer and driving up the price for everything else, because it'd just be more content and more top-end content, so it would drive the prices down, right?
That was just my speculation.
Oh, okay.
It makes sense that it should drive the prices down, but this is a weird market this year.
Yeah, I don't know. Because whenever we had limited time legends, they're always like 1 or 2 stat points more than the regular legend to build. And as we've seen with regular legends, they're like a couple million coins. But like limiteds last year would always end up being like just over 1 million. And then that would drive down the regular set version cost too. So I don't know. I don't really see it with the market to get rid of the limited time legends, but there must be something for why they're so stingy with them on the weekends when it's maybe they just don't want to put out that much art. Maybe they don't have that many pictures of these guys. I don't know. But moving on, talking about your game changer experience, talk to us about for those people interested in the game changer program. Talk to us about what you went down there to record this Halloween promo. Talk to us about how that all went down.
Well, for starters, what we did actually was not the plan. Like, just recording the content. We weren't actually supposed to really do that. We were supposed to, try to do, like, a vlog or something, but that just didn't work out.
Why is that?
They just, I don't know, they needed to get approval, and they just never got approval for some stuff, so instead we ended up recording the content. So that was, like, a plan, like, C or D or something like that.
Oh, really? So what was plan B?
It was like honestly, I couldn't even keep up. It was like some vlogging experience, which it sounded really cool, but we just weren't able to do it.
I gotcha. So then you guys kind of compromised and got you got really the good content though out there with the cards and the stats and stuff I saw.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good plan C, per se.
Okay. All right. So they fly you down there last week. Like, how early do they have these cards done?
I forget exactly the day we went. It wasn't that. It was probably the same week. Yeah, it was probably the Tuesday we recorded, and then they dropped it on Friday. So we recorded on Tuesday, came back home Wednesday, made stuff on Wednesday, video out by Thursday, and we released those videos then.
So they have cards available and ready 4 days early. You say that's pretty normal?
I have no idea how it works, but that's what it was there.
Okay. Yeah, because Jake said when he came on our podcast that they're trying to be more ahead of content this year, so there's less airs. I have noticed less airs on cards this year. Have you guys, Texas?
It's some little stuff there. So when the Most Feared stuff first dropped, one of the cards had the wrong uniform on it on the wrong team.
Yeah.
So some little stuff.
I can't say why this next thing is true, but I know the Most Feared thing wasn't 100. It was close to 100% done, but it wasn't 100% done. They were like tweaking it a little bit when we were down there. They were kind of making it finalized.
Gotcha. Because
once we were there, they tried to finalize the product. So what we put out there was what's going to be in the game.
Okay, so they're still kind of redlining. It seems like, which is not good. But yeah, because Ahmad Brooks was I don't know, he was on the Packers in his he was on the Niners, and the Niners chemistry and he had to change him to Packers because I guess they forgot what team he was on.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
So they're kind of redlining there. So down at EA, why do they fly you down there to get that footage? It seems like it was just kind of I guess the gameplay footage was needed for you guys. But do they also get your feedback on that, on the promo? Would they make any changes based on your feedback?
They already had it pretty much made. We were just down there to record.
But do they get your feedback though for future stuff then? When you're down there, or is that just kind of like done through the DM?
That would more so be done like through like afterwards or something like that. I mean, when we were down there, we talked to some devs and stuff like that, but it wasn't even too much about like the promo, to be honest.
I gotcha. So how much, if you're able to answer, how much do they take Game Changer opinion into account when they design cards and promos?
I have no idea about that. What I do know though is that we have Krayllo now as the leader of the Game Changers. And that's a welcoming change because Krayllo was very involved and like very open ears to what we have to say. So
yeah, I heard he's a really.
I don't know what the answer.
Really big fan. Oh, go on. Sorry.
I was gonna say that I don't know what the answer was before, but it's probably a little bit higher now that Krayllo's in charge. Just
I gotcha.
Krayllo's so like hands on with that.
Yeah, I heard he's really big into back massages. Is that true?
I mean, if he is, he hasn't introduced me to it. I'm kind of jealous.
Darn it, Kralo. Come on. Cookies, he carries a lot of stress on his shoulders. Get into it.
Sure to sugar, man.
Yeah. So, all right, that's kind of interesting. So you don't really know how much they take into it. How often do you talk to devs? Do you talk to Kralo quite frequently and the other guys?
I mean, Kralo is pretty much a phone call away if I ever wanted to talk to him. So, I mean, Kralo has only been involved for like a couple of months now, like in charge, because he was at Muthead before. So, we're kind of still getting acclimated to like what's going on. But basically, if I need to tell Kralo something, I could either email him or call him. And I've already done that part, emailing him. So,
yeah, I felt bad a few days ago. I sent Kralo a DM pretty late at night. I didn't think he'd see it till the next morning. About the pass balance and the spread playbook. The spread playbook didn't make its way to MUT, but I guess it got renamed to the pass balance playbook.
Yeah.
I sent him asking what's the deal with the spread playbook, and he was up till like 3 a.m. or something, and then woke up at like 8 a.m. I'm like, geez, you gotta sleep a little bit more, get some more rest on you. So yes, Kralo works very hard, and we like him here on the MUTMen podcast. Is it correct, Texas?
Yes,
it is impossible not to like Kralo.
Yeah, I'm glad he's working down there, man. He's trying. I mean, he's saying the same thing every single time on Twitter, but at least we know he's trying.
Yeah, and that's something that I think I put out a tweet. Like Kralo's talked a lot about legend feedback and stuff, and we could kind of talk about these legends now. Move it up because we're talking about Kralo. But basically, I said we've given our feedback on legends on these limited time stuff, but it just seems like their bosses don't care. Now, EA is making a lot of money off MUT and the property surrounding it, like us buying packs for cards and stuff. Do you think, does EA have incentive to change what they're doing and listen to our feedback a lot, Cookie? Or is it just because the money's rolling in, they don't care?
I will say that MUT, when I went down there, they said that MUT is doing pretty decently this year. So
yeah. I've noted to Texas that the hype it seems like there's more hype this year in MUT than there has been in previous years.
Yeah, so they said that
17.
Like there's a decent amount of people playing MUT and all that, so they would probably say that. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're not going to listen, but they definitely are going to be like, okay, so what we're doing right now is working, so let's not blow it up per se. But I mean, they're making tweaks and changes. Like you mentioned with the legend stuff, that is like pretty much all Kralo right there. He's been taking feedback the past 2 to 3 weeks now, trying to relay our feedback about the legend sets and then adjusting accordingly. So when we got the double legend thing, Kralo, like that was initially him asking what we could do about the legend packs, and then they switched it up again the week after, and we told Kralo we didn't like that, so I guess he brought it back. He got them to bring it back, the double legend thing.
Yeah, 2 legends in the final round of the legend packs, because those packs are $15, and if you don't pull a 90 overall, that's a lot of money for pretty bad packs. But so you talk about the double legend and the packs. What about the 4 legends this weekend? Is that something that's always planned, or are we going to go back to 2 legends, Cookie Boy?
That was something that was always planned. They mentioned that when we were down there, that there were going to be 4 legends. So that was just like a special thing for like around Most Feared time, which would have been really cool since they had already planned to put Most Feared art on those cards, like a Most Feared card art on Ed Reed, just no Marv. But I guess they probably wouldn't want to confuse that, which might be part of the reason why they wouldn't put card art in there. But still,
they should have morphed them. They should have totally
morphed. Since to morph them coming out around Halloween, you gotta kind of morph that card. Yeah, I think everybody knows gonna be 4 legends once they put Jason Taylor out, and we saw that he was a Twitch Prime legend. Like they're not. If Ed Reed's coming out this week, and they gotta do 4 legends. So I think they kind of telegraphed it by putting Jason Taylor out instead of the offensive player.
Texas, I got a question for you. How did you know Ed Reed was coming out, though?
What? Because he's on card art in Madden, and this is the perfect time to drop him. Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no inside information, no sources. I don't have anybody like that.
How they telegraph it? If it could have been any weekend for Ed Reed.
Because Twitch Legends, they do offense, defense, offense, defense, offense, defense. And so they dropped Jason Taylor, and everybody was 100% certain Ed Reed was coming out this past week. And so,
I thought people were just as certain getting Patrick Willis.
I mean, that's one of the rumors.
And plus, what do you call Herschel Walker came out on mobile, so people were thinking Herschel Walker might come out.
Yeah, that was a good guess. I gotcha. So I really enjoyed this weekend's legends. It just, like we said, too bad there's no limited on them. But so Ed Reed's back in the game. That was kind of like a community outcry. Cookie, do you know anything about how they get legends?
I mean,
they talked about that.
They just kind of have to like get their rights.
Yeah. Do you know how they go about? Do they just like call their managers or something, or have they talked to you about that?
I'm not 100% sure. It's not through the NFLPA because they're not a part of that anymore. That's how you just get like all your players. But there might be a retired player. I don't know. So I'm just not gonna say.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
but you mean
they just contact them privately.
Yeah.
Contact their estate or contact their agent. That's my guess.
There's a way that like they contact them and then they have to, I guess, hope that they take the low pay that they offer or whatever.
So when you said they're not part of the NFLPA, you mean the players, not EA, right?
The Player Association. That's like the current
okay.
players.
I just wanted people to know that the EA does have deals with the NFLPA and the NFL separately for all the players.
I would believe so. That's how they get the rights for those guys. Like that's how they get the rights to the rookies right away, I would think, because they're part of NFLPA.
Yep. I do believe that is true. Pack odds. We talked about those packs there. Do you guys think that EA upped the pack odds this past weekend, Cookie?
My packs are pretty good this week, so I mean they were a lot better than they've been the past couple of weeks. Now, part of that was because a lot of the really good pulls I had this week were in that last round, and it was a legend player. But it seems like, despite the fact that we had double legend chances, that it seemed like always one of those players was really good. When if you pulled like 20 of those legend packs, you probably were not getting one guy over 87. It felt better. I don't know if they changed it. If no one knows that, but it felt better this week.
Yeah, Texas. What are your thoughts?
I think so. I mean, I see a lot of guys this week pull full legends. I don't know if that's just random luck or if that's just them increasing pack odds, but it seemed like those legend packs this week had good value. Plus, on top of that, the legend exchange set they put into the game, like a lot of guys pulling heat out of those as well. So I think they updated the odds just maybe a tad bit, and they're probably gonna lower it because they wanted those cards with a lot of packs. People have been complaining about these legends coming into the game and nobody buys any of them because none of the auction block.
Yeah.
So I think this is the first week where you start seeing people buy legends. Now it helped because the legend exchange set was in the game and guys had a lot of low tier cards plus elite tokens, and so they're on the market a lot more. But the combination of those two things made it give the impression that the odds were boosted.
You know, that's not a bad point because those low legends where there were so many of them floating around the market. Now people just probably used them all in that set this weekend.
Yeah.
So next weekend won't be as well because that set seems expensive in my opinion. What do you
It's
think?
more expensive now.
It's not worth it. Like, so people were saying the set costs this much. I'm like, elite badges is like $75K to get one. And so if you got two of us 150 plus the 81 legends which are going for 30K,
Jeez.
and then the 85s which are going for 30K, like that set's like 350K to do. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Like it's cool for Nat elites if you have a bunch of Nat elites, which if you like trade your draft champion or no, your head-to-head tokens in or your squad tokens in for Nat elites, and you have those to collect in it. I guess it's free or cheaper, but if you're going to go buy cards to do the set, you're going to be spending a lot just for the chance to pull a card that may or may not make you coins.
Yeah. Cookie, you want to say something?
I mean, I like that theory about how the set probably affected that because just there weren't many, like let's say for Vic, there weren't many 91 Vics. There's probably more 91 Vics pulled on Saturday than there were on like the whole time Vic was in packs. So it probably helped getting those cards out there to help people to do the full legend set.
Yeah. Yeah, so in my personal experience, I pulled the legend bundle on Saturday, and it was saved by two pulls. One was an Alex Mack for 200K, and then another one I pulled a 90 Ed Reed. So basically my entire bundle was saved by that topper with the 87 plus legend topper. So maybe those 87 plus legend toppers are really pumping things out good because that's what saved me, and it sounds like Texas says other people pulling fire out of them.
All right,
but other than that,
I pulled 90 Herschel Walker out of mine. So
wow.
I pulled 91 Rondé Barber, which led me that question: why are people upgrading the legends to the 93 when the 91 is really good?
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that after the packs for sure. Definitely Tex. And then so do you think this is? So you guys don't think this is a permanent pack out adjustment? Do you think it was just for Halloween?
I mean, it'd be nice if it was, but I mean, they ain't gonna make no money doing it this way. I mean, they would, but the market would probably be not great.
Yeah.
It would be great if it were, but like we've been playing MUT for a couple of years and we know how it goes. So
How much do you think the set would cost if there was no elite tokens in it? Like, what do you think the 81s would go for, or the 85s?
Oh, geez. I think it'd still be up like 250.
You don't think it'll go like the opposite way, where 81s are now like 80K?
I think they'll definitely improve in price, but 80K,
well, I don't know about 80K. The other cars would be more expensive.
Okay. Well, 81s are rare though, because like a lot of the legends now coming out, their base is 84. The old ones are 81. A lot of the base ones now are 81. So you like, even if you do like the upgrade set or the, what do you call it? Do the objective for the legend giveaway, you get an 84 minimum. So the 81s are only able to be getting out of packs.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, because someone tweeted me today, and I didn't realize this until now. Your point definitely justifies what this guy's problem was. He tweeted me saying he could not find 81 Larry Little anywhere, and he needed help. And when I saw the tweet, I was like, dude, 81 Larry Little probably costs like 10,000 coins, maybe 15,000 coins. I retweeted him. I was like, all right, someone can help him. But now that you mentioned this, that is probably why 81 Larry Little is not found in the auction block for my poor dude, because of this. So those guys might be going extinct.
Yeah, because all the 4 legends from this weekend all started at 84, like Tex said. So I could see that all the 81s were being used up.
They're going extinct.
Yeah.
Wink,
Well,
wink,
it is
listening.
interesting what sets do to cards. Oh, go on, Texas.
No, you're good. That was a cookie.
Okay. Nice. So you wanted to talk about 91s versus the full legends, Texas?
Yeah,
Go
so
ahead.
there's certain cards obviously that are probably gonna be better, but like looking at that Ed Reed, the 91 Ed Reed versus his 93, it's a strong safety, which helps you out with chemistry for the 91 Ed Reed, and he also has 91 zone or potential to get 91 zone.
Yeah, with tier 1 read and react. Yeah.
And so basically, you're putting together that card into the set just so you can get a slightly improved version. So I'm asking you, like, do you think it's worth it to get a slightly improved version for overall reasons, or should people just rock around with the second best? Well, it's probably the first best in the set, but second best in the game version of that card.
I definitely believe those second bests are the better values. Like the 89 Kraus is amazing because he's essentially the same as the 91 or his full legend. He just, if you cam him up a little bit, he's got that 91 zone coverage. So and it costs half as much. So and especially with Ed Reed, because he's a strong safety, and a lot of people like myself I have Sean Taylor. So if I were getting an Ed Reed card, it'd be this one and not the free safety, because the free safety you'd have to play out of position. Then you'd lose a lot of his the smarts, the play rec, or whatnot, because you have that opposition penalty. How about you, Cookieboy? What are your thoughts on 91 versus 93?
Well, I think I know the answer to why people probably do that 93 when the 91 would be smarter. It's the same reason why people do power-up sets and all that other stuff. Just because they want to get that +1 or +2 because they're just craving it. They're just thirsty for it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you're cool with the stats, but you can get that +2 to like Sherman. If you get +1 to speed on him, if you upgrade his 91 card to tier 4, whatever it is, like it really does attract a lot of people. You get baited into that so easily.
I get like the overall bait, yeah. But Texas, you're a fan of overalls not mattering. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I just look at this card right now. Ed Reed, 91 speed, 90 zone. Ed Reed, 93, 92 speed, 93 zone. Is he going to play that much better? Having one better speed? They have the same traits. I feel like if you're going to be getting any legends, go for the 91. The price is going to get maintained because it's going to be the last card I need in the set, plus you don't got to spend as much to get the 93. So I think if you guys are building teams, the 91s or for at least defense, like the Rondé Barber, the Ed Reed, Willie McGinnis, guys like that have that top tier card in the set, probably pick those up as opposed to picking up the better legend, until they actually make them like worth picking up. Like maybe if the 93s had actual like abilities, then okay, but you're not paying for anything other than just a +1 speed and a +1 to something that's not gonna win or lose you a game.
Oh yeah, I agree. So what do you guys think about them making the Twitch Legends 90 overall worse than the 90 overall set card?
Oh, they're doing that now? When did that happen? I could have sworn they were the same stats for the 90 overall. They're not no more?
No, they changed up the last couple weeks. Let me.
I didn't even know that. I know.
Compare
last
Jason
time I
Taylor.
checked was Jerome Bettis was the same as his 90 overall.
Yeah, let me.
I got an idea for Twitch Prime. How about if they want, they can let you collect that Twitch Prime legend into the set.
That'd be kind of neat.
That'd be
kind
kind
of
of dope. Yeah, so it can help with some of the pricing. But
Yeah, so it's it's -1s on Taylor's for you know,
okay.
speed,
So
agility, acceleration.
I wonder if that's on purpose or if that's on accident. What do you think? Because they just changed it abruptly then, because they were the same, at least when I saw with Jerome Bettis. So it changed probably the past couple, 4 weeks?
Yeah.
I
don't know.
It's probably intentional. That's dumb. Okay, so it's free, obviously. It's not, well,
Low-key
Twitch
shady.
Prime Legend is cheap, but that's kind of creepy. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, Cookie, do you have any idea?
No idea.
No. Yeah, me neither.
I haven't done any of
kinda-
those sets in a couple of weeks, so.
Yeah, are you just not enthralled by new legends and those kind of players?
I mean, to be honest, like at this point, a 90 overall player, like my team is a 91 overall, so it's just like,
How?
don't ask how much I spent on the game.
Can't you get those customer service grants by EA?
I wish.
Bro, I saw somebody get Vic. You on that level, bro? You can get Vic for free if you wanted to.
Yeah, I don't know, just like choose random people, I guess, for that. Like, I got chosen to give away Randy Moss that you'll see on my Twitter right now. Shout out to that. This is going out tonight. I'm giving
Links
away
in the
Randy
description
Moss.
below, by the way. Same thing with this channel, same thing with this Twitter. So go ahead and get that Randy. Oh, wait, it's tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, never mind. Don't go check out his Twitter then, until he extends it until Thursday.
Yeah, because you can still check it out. Yeah, we've got to pimp him on YouTube and Twitter. Check
We
it.
did.
Check it. Links in description. We've got to say that at the beginning of the podcast. That's our bad.
I'll go back and make a adjustment where I say we check out his channel. Links in description.
That's all good.
Nice.
I got you. I'm gonna add it post-com. I'm gonna add this verse right there to that, so it's gonna be confusing.
So Cookie, that's kind of disappointing. You didn't get Vic for free like all the other YouTubers.
They just kind of chose it. Like, I don't know the way they did it. Because I didn't get one.
That's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave it to like baseball YouTubers.
Yeah, I really don't know how they chose it, to be honest.
Huh. Oh well. So there was one other thing I wanted to talk about Legends. Maybe I'll remember it. Okay, we'll circle back if I do remember it. So promos to come. We're thinking. So we have Thanksgiving this year on the 23rd of November. So generally, you think we're gonna get the Thanksgiving promo the Friday before? Is that a speculation, Cookie Boy?
I feel like they're trying to do things. It feels like Friday's their day to drop stuff.
Okay. Would you agree, Texas?
Yeah, Fridays for big promos, and then Gauntlet Unleashed and stuff like that, and even Gauntlet Expansion on Mondays with the new Gauntlet player as well.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get promos for the weekend, so that way you can pull packs Thursday, then pull packs all weekend long, and then resell Monday, then repeat the process.
How frequently do we get new Gauntlet players?
Once a month on the
Once a month.
On the 20th through the whichever day that Monday is. It's like 2 weeks or 3 weeks into the calendar year, or to that calendar month.
Yeah, that would be the 20th. So, 17th Thanksgiving promo. Our current Halloween promo ends the 10th. So that's a week between those two. Do you think we're going to get like a most beard type?
Oh my, it ends the 10th?
Yeah, so our Halloween stuff.
Well, that's just when the solo challenges end. Like the morphing stuff just ends on like Wednesday.
Yeah, so you can basically get a lot more tokens. And I might just wait to get that damn Gonzalez then. If it ends the 10th, I got another 60 tokens coming my way.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wait
how?
then.
What do you mean?
Well,
wait,
I
what
don't
do you
know.
mean?
I don't know when they'd stop doing the daily solo challenges.
Oh, well, the daily solos get you daily solos objective get you 6 most feared tokens.
Yeah, I don't know when they'll stop doing the daily solo objectives and the daily solo challenges that they come out with.
Okay, so I might be mistaken.
The-
But
yeah,
if it goes
'cause
to the 10th, that's gonna be cool.
The objectives say they're through the 10th too.
Oh, do they?
Oh.
Okay, so 60 more or 66 actually.
But those are the objectives in the game right now. They refresh the daily ones on a daily basis. So I don't know. But anyways, so with that ending on the 10th, what's going to happen on the 10th through the 17th? Do you guys think we're getting a most beard Cookie?
Well, they've done road to the playoffs in the past. I don't know if they'll do that this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be cool if they did something in the middle. Also, they took a week off. I'm not sure anybody would really say anything. Maybe a couple people who were just upset with the world. But it would be really cool if we got something. If they didn't do anything, I wouldn't really keep waiting, to be honest.
Wait, who took a week off? What?
I'm just saying that, like, if they took a week off from doing, like, a big promo from the 12th to the 19th, or whatever that time frame is, I wouldn't really blink. I would be okay with it.
Oh, okay. All right. I see what you're saying. So if they give us just nothing for that after Halloween ends and before Thanksgiving, I get you. Texas, would you be mad?
I wouldn't mind at all if you got some fire content, like if they decided to tie roll to the playoffs or mid-season master sets around Thanksgiving time, and they up the level cap by then as well. Like that week after they take off, and everything's expanded, that'd be cool. But if they don't give us any heat, I'll be kind of like, that's not what we want. Like if you take a week off, better come back with that fire.
Yeah, they could give us like flashbacks that Friday or something.
And I don't want flashbacks anymore, man. Them token sets cost too much.
Yeah. Let's just get on to those token sets. Let's move it up. Token sets, elite tokens raised again today. What are your thoughts on that? Give us that big rant, Texas, that we've all been.
So like I can't give you a rant on this because like at this point it's just kind of sad. They know the elite tokens like what. First of all, if you're doing that John Madden set, you're an idiot because they keep screwing you over. You keep having to put more and more and more value into that dumbass set just to get a coach that gives you a +1 speed. Hooray! You gotta spend like 11 million coins to get that guy. Stupid. But the fact that they keep adding higher overall players to the token set is so dumb. And they keep. And I know somebody said they're adjusting to the market where if you got a lot of Nat players, 84 overalls from like pulling packs, they're trying to let you collect those cards in order to get rid of them. First of all, why elite tokens in the game? They basically don't need to be in the game. Like you can just put elite cards into the said set to get that player back. Well, okay, we'll put tokens in the game, but stop making it more expensive. It just takes coins out of the market for a item you can't even sell. There's no value to the token after you can get one. And then the sets that you gotta put them in are just so dumb. So if I want to get a coach to get that +1 to zone maxed out, right? So I get use Byron Maxwell if I'm a Seahawks fan. I gotta spend what is that? 75K. I gotta spend plus the gold tokens like almost 300,000 coins on a coach.
Yeah, coaches are a whole different animal. About the elite token set. The reason it's in this, it drives value to the lower end elites, and I went over today in the Market Monday. Basically, it allows us to snipe those low end elites and mid tier, those soft core elites as we call them. But I can see why they have it to give packs better value for those low end elites that you pull. Basically, if it weren't for that elite token set, 80 to 81 overall elites would be going for like 1K right now. There's no reason to have them on your squad. There's no reason except for sets like that. So Texas, you were kind of saying they should take out the elite tokens themselves and just put wildcard elites in sets instead?
Yeah, I mean, why am I putting a card into a set to put it to another set? That's kind of dumb. Like, why am I going to collect 10 gold players to get a gold token, put a gold token into a team leader set when I can just put the 10 gold players in that set? It seems kind of backwards to me. I mean, I'm doing more sets, but like, why? But also, if they wanted to add more value to the low tier elites, couldn't they just do a set where every like other week or 2 or 3, you got to collect 10 low tier elites, and so all the high tiers not in the packs, and they can just do stuff like that to keep it static. Because right now they keep adding more value or less, adding higher overall cards as opposed to kind of changing the set to where you can do different types of cards to get the elite tokens. Like they're just making it more expensive purposely. They're not doing it to help the market. They're doing it because they just want to keep taking coins and players from us.
Yeah, which is their definition of helping the market. And you said earlier it isn't technically a coin sink, it's a card sink. But so I don't know, Cookie Boy, what are your thoughts on this elite token set?
Well, I'm not a fan of it at all. Like I would rather it not be in the game, as many people would. I just don't really see too much of a point for it besides simply the fact that they wanted to control the prices of pretty much everything. The one good point that I saw that CC mentioned, Jesus Christ, the actual CC, whatever you want to call him, he said that if they want to like make sure that elite tokens are still valuable, why don't they just add multiple elite tokens in a set? Like if they want to put 10 elite tokens in a set, but don't tank the price of it, sure. Instead of just making it continuously 1 or 2, but raising the price of it tenfold.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, it kind of accomplishes the same thing, except for that way it doesn't screw over the coaches set.
Yeah.
Like
and that Champ Bailey set, by the way, the one that was supposed to help people who are beginning in MUT, will not be helping people with being in MUT. It will be screwing people over.
Overall elite to get an 85 overall elite. What are we doing? Like, that didn't make any sense to me. Like, I understand why they're in the Sherman set for the Nat one for stuff like that, because they want you to have to put money into the game for a card that's Nat that they gave you luckily out of a pack. I'm cool with them being in that. They don't got to be in, like, why are they even in the, what set did we get recently where they took the elite tokens? For no reason.
These, one of the, you talk about the most feared? Did they? No, they didn't take any elite tokens, did they? Most feared?
I'm thinking of a set that took elite tokens.
Not most feared. I don't think.
Oh, no, yeah, like the Legend set. I mean, Legend set. Like, they don't got to be in that set. Like, you don't have, like, they're basically replaced the badge with elite tokens. And then,
oh, yeah.
Like, you know, like, we didn't want badges were fine because you get to auction them. Like, let us auction these elite tokens if you're going to be having us complete the set for them.
That was funny that they said they're taking out badges, right? And they just basically called Rose another name. Just called it tokens instead.
It's a worse version.
It is. It really is. Same thing they did with predictors. Remember a few years ago any of those coin ups? And those were awesome where you could auction them and then like you could risk your entire coin stack on one coin up coming true during a game. Somebody went. They said they went balls deep. They bet everything on 140,000 coin up coming true, and they lost it all. They lost all their coins because like a team didn't get a safety or something. Oh god, that was a great moment. But yeah, I get you. They're making a lot more things NAT, and I don't know. It kind of sucks. Regardless, so we got new playbooks added to the game. Have you guys tried out any of the new alternate playbooks? Cookie Boy?
Freudian slip.
Yeah, Freudian slip. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk about the new playbooks I tried out, but I did actually try out the West Coast playbook. I didn't go online with it, but I played with it in solo challenges, and I liked it. There's a lot of different formations in that West Coast playbook. Like, I was using the Cardinals playbook the whole year, and it barely had any I-form sets, and this one has, like, I-form, near, far, like, all kinds of crazy formations, has a decent amount of shotgun, a bunch of... It has a really good single-back spread, like, 2 really good single-back spread formations in it that I liked. But, yeah I like that West Coast playbook.
Does the West Coast playbook have the deuce close that you can run the wham and the toss out of?
I don't think so. It might. I don't know.
Are you talking about not the deuce close, but the tight slots?
Tight slots, because this entire weekend, like, I'm running into people running wham, stretch, and then the toss play. I've been under the impression that you can't run a toss out of deuce close.
Yeah. So tight slots look a lot like deuce close. You're thinking of the Jets playbook.
Okay, so it's not West Coast. Then I thought they like all went out and bought that same playbook. I was getting annoyed. I'm like, why is everyone doing the same damn thing? So yeah, you get Jets playbook.
Well, that was something that happened in the Madden tournament, I think. That's people were running the halfback wham and all that stuff. And you guys know that once that first Madden tournament really gets going, that people start kind of adapting and taking those plays.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's what I mean. It's competitive Madden's biggest feature and downside for viewers. Basically, we all get to see what the pros are running, so we can copy the schemes and become better players. But everybody does it, so everybody becomes the same player essentially.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the tight slots, you can tell it apart from the deuce close because it's 3 wide receivers and they're a little bit further away from the line. There's no wham in the tight slots, but there is a dive. So they can dive and toss out of tight slots, which is a lot of people's. And then they also have a deep post. So I don't know if you know how to stop it, Texas. Do you need to know?
That's why I press mostly. Press, then I bring my safety down to the box, stop the toss play. If I know it's coming, I just user it. But sometimes the game's so random. Sometimes I don't even got to use it. Sometimes Bosa comes in untouched and tackles the guy in the back before a loss. Sometimes Bosa gets blocked by Brandon Cooks and I get mad.
Yeah, you know that play last week when Problem was on the podcast, Texas. He talked about that one toss that lost him the game. It was that tight slots toss.
Gotcha.
It got a weird motion off it. Yeah.
Okay. So I've tried some playbooks. None of the defensive playbooks are better than Raiders, by the way. I'm kind of mad about that. Like, I got 3-4, nothing into it. It's crazy. 4-3 is not that great. 4-6 not that great. And multiple D is not really multiple D.
That's
like
I pulled that multiple D playbook and I was not impressed. I just put it up on the
I was like, yo, this is gonna be dope. I'm gonna use this playbook and we're gonna have some fun. I'm like, okay, we got 2-3-4 formations. 2-4-3 formations. I'm like, no mid blitz. I'm done. Sold it.
Yeah, so with the multiple D, it was a lot better what, 2 years ago, before they put in the new run fits and zone coverages, when they had dime flat and a couple other odd formations. Like dime flat was my thing in 16, and I think a lot of other players ended up using the dime flat too. But so they kind of got nerfed these previous seasons. Like these, I think the alternate playbooks, the only two worth assault in my opinion are West Coast and run balanced. And I agree with you guys that the defensive ones don't look that good to me too. Any other thoughts on any other good ones on offense?
I don't know. I mean, I use running gun a lot. I've used it for the past couple of years.
You know, I like running gun. Like in Madden 16, I ran it. Like when they came out with the Tim Tebow, I would come out and like Wildcat stuff and all kind of crazy stuff with Tebow.
Yeah, so I was using the Browns playbook for a while because they had a running gun in it. Because like most of my offense, if you come out in field goal block or whatever, usually it doesn't get stopped. But whatever, there's just so much stuff in there that I'm just comfortable with. So I might make a switch over to West Coast since that seems to be everybody's favorite playbook right now offensively. But like if you want a defensive playbook, don't buy an alternate one. Just go buy the Raiders because they have 3-4-4-3 and they have nickel or big nickel and big dime.
I think New England's a better 4-3-3-4 playbook, and they have the 3-3-5 odd. Yeah, 3-3-5 odd is kind of what all the competitors are using.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I guess if you want to run that, I don't run 3-3-5 odd though. I run 3-4 mostly. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. I think I started the year running mostly 3-3-5, well 17, but I've switched a lot more to 3-4 lately. I've gotten some good blitz out of it. Gotcha. Cookie, you okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just getting something to eat.
I got you.
I didn't think it would pick up that much, to be honest.
What's that?
I didn't think it would pick up that much on the mic, to be honest.
Oh, no problem. Just in my ear, it's whatever. It's not a big deal. So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I thought the running gun playbook's kind of trash. You like it, Texas?
I've been using it for the past 3 years, and other than probably a few, I mean, maybe some plays I missed, like from the Browns playbook. I don't have like gun monster, but I pretty much don't have. I don't think I'm missing any plays that I don't run that I've got accustomed to. They don't have PA crossers though, which is like a big play. But
what set you run it out of?
Huh?
What set do you run the PA cross out of? Yeah.
Well, no, I said it doesn't have PA crossers in it.
Is it a trip set or?
It should be. It's a trip set most likely the tight end. They have crossing routes. They don't get the PA crossers though. So.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I find myself not really struggling offensively, other than the fact that my quarterback's a trash can. I can't hit anybody accurate down the field or short or medium or really any point in the game.
That's most quarterbacks now.
Yeah. And so I mean I enjoy. You gotta give it a chance, man. The Wildcat is king. They kind of nerfed it in the years past because you can just run that the entire game and win. Now you gotta actually mix it up and mix it in occasionally and see if your opponent can stop you or not.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Cookie Boy, what have you seen with quarterbacks since this last patch? Do you agree with us on that?
Yeah, no, they missed like easy passes. It was before it was just like a simulation mode thing. Now it's just like all feature wide thing. I guess besides kind of arcade, but like I have the 92 Derek Carr, and he'll just occasionally miss like a really easy pass, like an out route or something. I'm just like, dude.
So frustrating. Yeah.
Like, I upgraded from 80 overall Tyrod Taylor to get away from this. Why is this still happening?
It follows you. Yeah, did you guys also see on Twitter today, Clint said that do you guys, whenever a blitz comes in, they always jump your running back. Is that guys happen?
Yeah.
That do a lot?
Yeah.
So many times, man.
Yeah.
I actually, playing Weekend League last night, this guy, because my Donald Pin kept getting pushed to the ground because he's out of position. So I ran out of the pocket, and I don't know how I got down the field. But my running back was right there. If he throws a block, I get a touchdown. He's down the field and goes for a cut block. So the guy hurdles me and big hits me in the air. And I fumble the ball.
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
So like I'm like, bro, why do they always hurdle and nobody ever flies in the air like a damn helicopter?
Please tell me you have an answer for this.
Yeah, like, you would think like if you hurdle that much, like I'm just gonna like maybe trip him in the air. I mean, I don't want to have a guy land on my head and I get sacked because of that. What's gonna happen eventually? But like, I want to see that animation in the game. But like, why do tight ends and running backs go for cut blocks at the rate they do? It's the stupidest thing, and they always get hurdled.
The thing is, like in 17, they also went for those cut blocks, but they actually connected on them and chopped guys down. I know they said that happened to Clint. I think said in 17 on Twitter that happens too much, and they were going to adjust it for 18. And boy, did they overcorrect it.
They really did. It went the other way with it, which which ruined like gameplay because you block your halfback on nickel blitz and like I know just block the guy. Like I was getting to the point on my stream. I'm like, yo, EA, can you just add a coaching adjustment that says no cut blocks, please? Like I would mind this at all if you add this post patch. Like, yo, you want cut blocks? Or you just want these guys to actually get in their way.
The
Like,
frustrating part is when you're just like cut blocking and everyone's jumping over you, but your opposing team's running back, just picking up everything, holding up your best right outside linebacker for 3 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. Or like maybe we'll get you know how we have the unfakeable chem. Maybe we'll get an unjumpable chem here to fix all of our problems.
You get a running back with unjumpable. He's still gonna miss blocks,
laughing.
but he's just not gonna get cut block. He's not gonna go for cut block.
Yeah, no. He'll go for cut blocks, but he'll actually connect. That way they can
Okay,
they can sell us a card on it, right?
That'd be the move right there. That's how they're gonna fix it. It says next patch comes out, new ability.
Unjumpable. Yeah, I love it. Hey, so what I was kind of getting at is like they overcorrected on those jumping. I think it's something I put this out on Twitter. I'm worried really a lot about the conservative carry patch that they said they're gonna patch over, or Rex said that. So have you guys played a game of Madden lately on normal or balanced ball carrier, Texas?
Yeah, I played on accident, so I wasn't on offense much. Like my opponent threw like 3 pick sixes, so I was on defense mostly, and so I never changed it on offense in the second quarter. I run the ball second play with I threw the ball to Delaney Walker. He gets low hit, fumbles. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on a conservative.
Yeah.
Like the point where I can actually tell that, oh yeah, I'm on a conservative, because like that hit never results in a fumble when you're on conservative. But when you're not, like the littlest hits, the biggest hits, all the ball pops out. So it's game changing. I don't think I fumbled a ball outside of quarterback fumbles on conservative. Well, let me take it back. I don't fumble the ball on offense or defense, but on kick returns and quarterback hits. Not being unconservative.
I agree.
Dion fumbles so much for me, man. I don't know if that's just me, but this Dion drops the ball on the ground often, and to the point where I'm about to just quick sell him.
That's why, like, I usually just put a running back to return my kicks, like a decent running back, just so they have decent carrying rating.
That's a good point. So, Cookie, have you played a game on the balanced running back lately?
I have not. The only time I ever will is if I literally fumble on the kickoff, and I'm just like, oh, all right. And I forget right afterwards. But I pretty much that's one of the first things I do. I go in there and I change it to conservative. I think that's what everyone would do. Everyone that knows about what conservative is, will do that to start the game.
Oh yeah, you basically have to.
Yeah, my first move is conservative, and then depending on how my blocking goes, I go aggressive. They don't call penalties online either, so you can go aggressive on offense and defense. I
played MUT squads with aggressive pass blocking, and they called so many penalties.
Face mask. I seen a guy win a game on 3 face masks on 3 sacks. And so on squads they call it because the sliders are different, but for MUT, you can be aggressive the entire time. The only thing that may affect you is they fake high Q.
Yeah, so MUT squads are different. MUT squads, they actually call penalties, and aggressive defense has a downside to it. So that's, Cookie's right on that.
MUT squad is kind of like the game that I wish Madden Ultimate Team was online.
Really? MUT squads
because they call penalties. So I want guys to be punished if they want to be out here running that aggressive the entire time. Like, I understand you're basically getting extra pressure on the quarterback, but like you're playing it's two different game modes. Like, why? They should be the same throughout. It is weird.
That's a strange thing. I don't think the community's really talked a lot about how differently these modes play, right?
Mm-hmm. It's astonishing because the fact that I can sit on MUT on aggressive on everything, play ball, and not go off sides constantly, not get face masks, not even pass interference stuff. Like, none of that stuff gets called, and just like you go to squads and it's different. And I'm like, what's competitive? Like, I want to see what the competitive sliders are for competitive mode in DC, in salary cap, and in head-to-head or weekend league, and then also in squads, because it just doesn't add up to how you're playing the same game but a different game at the same damn time.
I mean, how are they getting away with that, right? Like, how are they saying this is all on competitive mode if not even competitive mode's the same? I don't know.
You gotta get Rex back on the podcast.
Starting to get at something here.
Yeah,
gotta get Rex back on the podcast.
So it's like how can we trust that? Anyways, so I just wanted to talk about my experience with leaving it unbalanced. I accidentally left it unbalanced one game. I fumbled like on my second run, and then I was like, all right, remember to put it on conservative next time. Then I forgot first play. I fumbled again, and it was like the third quarter. And luckily my defense was playing really well, but I was like, fumbled twice in a couple quarters here. And by the third quarter was the first time I remember to actually turn it on. I was like, so what would you guys rather have? The game right now where there are no fumbles except for QBs and kick returns, or if they nerf that to oblivion, that we get the gameplay like unbalanced? Which one would you rather play on, that everybody has to be unbalanced, or what we currently have? Cookie.
I would rather see at some point some fumbles from running backs, because at some point it's just not football. The running backs are not going to fumble. If, let's say I have 94 Ray Lewis, who is just destroying Tariq Cohen, but Cohen's hanging on because the guy's on conservative. Like, at some point, that's just not football.
Okay. So you'd rather have what we experience right now on balanced running than what we experience on conservative running?
If I had to choose one, I would rather see the balance be in the game. It's fun to not fumble the ball. It's fun to not have to worry about it, but at the same time, you probably should have to worry. You probably shouldn't just bravely take hits and all that. You can fumble with the quarterback, but with the running back, you can just bravely run in there and do whatever you want, which, like I said, that's just, I know, like, some people are worried about fluke and that kind of thing, where, like, flukish fumbles, whatever happened, but, I mean, that's just the way Madden's always been. It's the way it always should be, I think, just because people just don't fumble in football.
I think that a lot of people agree with you. Texas?
I kind of like the way it is right now. I don't really like fumbling because it's all random, and even though it kind of makes hit power useless this year, because hit power doesn't matter at all if your guy goes conservative, and it also makes the carry stat irrelevant, because it doesn't matter if you have 94 carry with conservative one versus 75 carry with conservative one. It's all the same, which again leads to ratings not actually matter like they're supposed to. Yep. It's just annoying when you see big hits in the game and you know a ball should have came out there and it doesn't. I hate fumbles though, because I hate losing where I get a fluke fumble, whether it be on kickoff or whether it be a light hit by a cornerback. I don't like losing games where I can't control the outcome. Like, my opponent throws a user pick and then I fumble the ball. Like, mine took more skill to get the pick, but he just got lucky. So I kind of like the way it is right now, and I want them to overcorrect and make conservative. If they're going to make conservative a thing, just make sure you don't break tackles. That's the only patch you got to do. You can keep it the way it is right now. If they're conservative, they shouldn't be able to break any tackle because they're not fighting for yards.
Yeah, basically there's no penalty for putting on conservative, which is why everyone's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in an ideal world, we get some fumbles, but not too many. But as we've seen with the developers over the years, they overcorrect things. So I would prefer, if I had to choose, like Cookie Boy, if I had to choose between either conservative or balanced, I would much rather it be on conservative if they can't make a change, like if they can't go one way or the other. If I had to choose, because like Texas said, the fluke, like say there's 4 fumbles that happen a game. If you recover none of them, you're gonna lose that game no matter what. If you recover one of them, you're in a huge hole. And now if it goes 50-50, then it's the same thing as nobody fumbling. So I would prefer nobody fumble, except for what we have right now, than the too much. So my ideal solution is them just do exactly what you guys said there for conservative, where you can't break tackles. Maybe you nerf people's spins and jukes, and then but on balanced, they gotta reduce the number of fumbles on balanced. Right now it's crazy. You will have 2 fumbles a game, and people are going to shout and scream on Twitter about how bad this game is, how fluky it is, and it's just going to make this community explode, in my opinion.
And make carry rating matter. Like at LTS, like 93 carry with toughness. Like, bro, no fumbles. Maybe one off of 95 hit power guy, but it's because a guy went low on LT doesn't mean he should drop the ball.
Yeah. So. Regardless of everything else, just one more question for you guys in this fumble thing. How many fumbles do you think a team should average per 10-game season? Just give me a number. How many do you think it should be? Texas.
Per 10-game season for everybody from
for one team. Yep. Say you have say LT is your running back. How many fumbles should he have per 10 games?
See, this is where it gets tricky. If you're doing a well-balanced attack, LT was one of the guys that didn't fumble much in the league as it was, so probably 3 to 4.
Okay, so that's like 1 every 3 games LT should fumble.
Something like that, yeah. Because LT wasn't like a known fumbler. Like if you have Tariq Cohen, it obviously should be higher.
Yeah, that's why I said LT. Cookie Boy, how about you? What are your thoughts?
I would say for maybe if you have someone really high carrying, not as much, but I would say probably, let's say, I don't want to say once a game, but maybe once every 2 to 3 games you would fumble. So out of every 10 games, maybe like, it kind of depends on your running style, but on average, maybe
Very
like
true.
7 out of every 10 games or something like that. Because in the NFL, I mean, it kind of varies, but teams almost do force a fumble per game in the NFL. Now, we don't have to do that in Madden. We could do that a little bit less, but I'm not saying how many you lose, but just like how many you force.
Oh, yeah. Like, so RBs don't lose that many fumbles compared to, unless your name's Adrian Peterson or something.
But he was on aggressive, though. That makes sense. He was on aggressive the entire time. Like, he was not going down without a fight.
Yeah. Let me take a look at this. Let me take it all as pro reference stats. So the number of fumbles per year, he has 40 in his career over 130 games.
Poor Adrian Peterson's getting ripped for no reason right now. Poor guy.
So that's less than 1 every 3 games for Adrian Peterson.
And he was fumbling early in his career too. Like when he was fresh in the league, just fumbling like every game. It felt like.
Yeah, he had 9
he
fumbles.
He fixed that problem.
Yeah, I still remember that championship game the Vikings were in. He fumbled twice.
3 fumbles against the Saints, right?
2 or I think he lost 2.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But again, he was fighting for these yards, so that's kind of how aggressive should be, where you break more tackles on aggressive, but you have risk of getting hit following the ball. Balance should just be if random chance, I guess, but like it needs to be like Ray Lewis has 99 hit power and your guy has less carry, so you're more likely from the ball than not. And then conservative just needs to be go down like a sack of potatoes whenever you get touched. Like you're glass man at that point. Like you don't want to get hit, so you just fall.
Yeah. So hopefully they can fix that. Let's move on. Another kind of deep question, and maybe one we shouldn't spend a whole lot of time on, but I'm going to ask the question, as this is a huge sensitive subject for a lot of people. Do you guys believe in the equalizer? Let me back up. Did you guys see that post this week about the equalizer and EA's patent? Did you guys see that?
Nah.
No, what happened?
You guys didn't see it? Oh, damn. That sucks. Let me see if I can't drop it. Maybe you guys could take a look at it after the podcast, but let me get your opinions first before I link that. Do you guys believe in the equalizer, Cookie?
When I'm playing sometimes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Why is that? You just think your players don't play that well?
Oh, it's just like, you just see the sheer contrast from your side and how you guys are playing and how your opponent's players are playing, where it's like, okay, I have, like, let's say 90 Aaron Donald, who's getting clamped the entire game, but like 86 Robert Quinn's out here jumping over people and box shedding all over the place.
All right. Texas, what are your thoughts?
I'm like in the camp for it and in the camp against it. Like I think it exists because I see examples of nothing making sense, but then you realize it's Madden, and so like you want to blame something. So like even this past weekend league, I got Donald Penn, who has 87 pass block, going against Cliff Averill, and he just runs right by him, just runs right through him. And I know maybe playing out of position, so he's not doing anything. So like okay, it makes no sense. But then on my defensive stand, I got 92 powered up Bosa. Shout out to myself for letting me borrow him, or let me have him actually, not borrow, but he couldn't get by Dwayne Brown, 85, or whatever Dwayne Brown's overall is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm on aggressive. Like, why is he not getting by him?
Is he tired? Could it be too late in the game? That's why I always have a rotational.
Be too late in the game, but like I got 0 sacks that game from the start to finish. I'm playing a guy with a lesser team than mine. Like his top 3 was Russell Wilson, 86, and then 2 85s.
How fast was he throwing the ball? Was he getting out in 2 seconds?
No, he was in a pocket. It was a pocket there. There was. I was getting mad because like, he couldn't beat me deep, so I'm pressing the entire time. So like, everything was covered. But I'm like, I gotta really wait like 5 seconds for this guy to throw it to his halfback in the flat, so I can just big hit it. He's not gonna fumble the ball. He's a conservative. I'm like, this is stupid. So it gets to the point where you start seeing nonsense. But then you see all of a sudden a game where you're playing against a God Squad. Bosa's getting to the quarterback every play. Him and Vernon are meeting at the quarterback in the backfield like it's a track race. It gets to the point where like either my mind's playing tricks on me, or maybe it's just a team playing down. Maybe the equalizer is a thing, or maybe it's just he was just bad at that game. But he's not consistent enough for me to be like, yo, best defensive end in the game. Like 90 block shed, 95 finesse move, 90 power move, and I don't see that in games where I'm playing against lesser opponents consistently enough for me to be like, okay, equalizer is not a thing. So I'm pretty sure it's in the game, but it shouldn't be if it is.
I gotcha. See, it's. I guess I'm outnumbered on this one. I've never really felt an effect of the equalizer.
Well, I didn't say that I think there is. I just said that like when you're playing, sometimes I believe it is. At the end of the day, I don't really think there's too much of an equalizer. I just think that it's easy to say it.
Yeah, I think with people with high overall squads, and I'm one of them. I think it's an easy thing to say. I lost that game because something outside my control happened. It was EA that screwed me in this game, not my own play. Sure, my opponent threw in a double coverage, and that happens, and they catched over you, and that's part of the fluke of Madden and in football. Sometimes their guy gets one over on you. But I think generally if you're the better player and you got the better team, you're going to win in Madden. Something's going to go wrong, yeah. But being able to blame an equalizer for your shortcomings, it's an easy out. Like Cookie says, that's my opinion, and that's I just don't. I've never felt it, never myself.
Oh yeah. I agree, it's an easy out, but sometimes just like it just seems like one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong. Everybody just starts playing like terrible. There've been some games where like Sherman, when I'm press Sherman, he'll guard out routes, but then some games where I'll press Sherman and he doesn't guard it. It's just like maybe it's just Madden being inconsistent, or maybe just the equalizer right now. My guys are playing down to the competition because it will allow these games to be closer than they actually are, especially for dudes who are running budget teams, just so they don't get discouraged. I mean, it makes, but then again, it makes no sense because EA would want these guys to spend money on better players.
Yeah,
and so it's kind of like I'm on the fence right now. I'm pretty sure it's in the game. If you say EA patented it, like is that what happened? They're linked to this?
For mobile games. They put a patent out for mobile games, but people are saying because it's there for mobile games, it's there in Madden. And the thing is, like a lot of that, what he'll cover an out route versus not. Some of that's formation based too. Like the offensive formation matters a lot depending on what out route they run too. Like how close they are to the sidelines. The route running on the player also matters a lot. So, gotcha. Cookie, any final thoughts on the equalizer?
Like I said, it's easy to believe, but at the end of the day, I don't really think there is one. There's just some games where like someone just kind of has it. 'Cause there's games where I go in, I'm just like, my dudes are really balling out today. Like these guys are. I'm only rushing three, and how are they getting home? And then there's just the other games where I'm like, you guys there? I'm like poking a stick. You guys there?
Yeah. No, I think...
I will say this though. Sorry, Bosa gets pressure in squads.
Bosa gets pressure everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
Not my weekend league. So I went 8-8 to finish out, going 16-8. But in squads, Bosa gets to the quarterback unless they have a secure protector out there. Again, a different game what we're playing.
Yeah, and that's like we talked about, kind of BS. But and what was I gonna say? I think. Remember a couple years ago where we used to see like frost symbols next to players' names? I always wanted like cold and hot, and like everybody in MUT was cold. That could have been something a couple years back. I don't see it this year. Maybe they just took it out, but that I always thought was kind of weird. Like made players play worse because they were cold. Like there's a lot of legacy code in Madden that they're like, oh, traits matter, huh? Let's make those more official this year. Only big hitters will be doing big hits and stuff like that. So it's. I don't know. There's a lot of funky stuff going on with Madden that we can't quite explain fully. And equalizers, I've never seen a video proving the equalizer, so once I do, then I'll completely shift my
I'll
script.
send you a video right now. Me beating a God Squad with a Gold Gems team. What are you doing?
Well, maybe you're just a good player, Texas. You ever think of that?
No, dog. I went 8-8 in weekend league. Like I'm terrible.
You went 16-8.
Yeah, but I mean, like we're not counting what happened to 8 games prior to that.
Yeah, but goons after about 6 or 7 wins, you start playing really good competition. Especially after 11 is when you really get to the goons.
Well, the guys weren't good either. It's just my quarterback sucks. He literally was throwing the ball to the other team every time. I'm like, bro, just hit one guy wide open, please. Stop throwing the ball to the safety that's not where the ball's being thrown at, please.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
So, it's funny because so these games are ridiculous. Like I don't know if you play weekend league this week or if you're better than me at the game obviously, but these games that I'm playing are like 6-0. And so me giving up 7 points on a pick 6, my quarterback makes a bad throw that's not where I put it. Just I lose the game because I can't score offensively because everybody's running your damn defense, Fox. You ruined the game for me, man. You ruined the game for me. And my running back can't block the cornerback blitzing because he hurdles him every single time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's It's a good defense. I was surprised. I was really disappointed when I played Cookie Boy last year. I couldn't run it against him in the draft champion because I didn't draft the playbook. Cookie Boy, how's your scores doing? Are you low scoring or high scoring games?
I traditionally do not get into high scoring games, so I usually just get into some like ugly defensive games.
Your defense is I'd say your defense is pretty unique. Basically, do you still run the same thing in 18 and 17?
Yeah, it's the only defense I know. I really don't know how to play defense too well, but I run one play that works enough that I can run it and get away with it.
Mid blitz. Well, not mid blitz, but like out of the mid blitz formation.
The cover three, yeah. The double A gap.
Yeah, he beat me badly in the CFM. Beat me like by 40 points. I was embarrassed in the Super Bowl. I was like, damn.
It was that bad, but
no, I couldn't block. I couldn't block Michael Bennett or.
Oh yeah, well I had the Seahawks. I had the Seahawks and you had the Browns. That was the main reason why.
I know, but Joe Thomas gonna block your left end. I'm like, Joe Thomas, man, Mr. Career Loser. Like, you know, block that guy. I don't mind getting beat on the other side, but like, you got to do something.
Yeah. So Cookie's got the juice. I like facing unique defenses, and Cookie's definitely got one with that cover three. All right, so we were gonna go over the meta, but I think let's just skip that for now. Let's. I want to get into kind of a juicier subject. Giveaways. So a lot of people have been banned, and EA put it in their terms of service. Maybe not a lot of people have been banned, but people have been banned for giveaways, and because EA's terms of service say you can't give away coins to even friends because it's a form of coin distribution. But then we see EA doing giveaways on Twitter for coins, and they mostly give away cards, which I guess are fine by their terms of service because the trade block's kind of locked down and you get NAT cards. But what's your opinion on EA banning giveaways, Cookie Boy, for coins?
I mean, I don't know why they're doing it. Obviously, it's not a popular move, but I really don't know. They might have a reason for it. They always try to have a reason for everything, I guess, but I don't even know why they're doing it. So obviously, everyone would prefer if giveaways were a thing, but I don't know. I guess it's just my thing. Everyone prefer it, but I just don't know why they're not doing it.
I gotcha. Texas, I think we've talked about this, but let's hear your stance.
It's a dumb thing to do just because you don't like people giving away cards. And I understand that they want to have the economy not affected by it, but I mean, if the person's giving their coin to somebody else, how's that really affecting the economy in like the way they're supposed to? So you said earlier when we're doing post-show, people were getting banned for doing like Mudhead coin stuff, which is allowed, but not anymore apparently because EA is kind of monitoring this stuff way too closely, where like they're not even like trying to verify if that was an actual legit like trade from a friend to a friend, because the guy's not playing the game anymore. They're just banning everybody universally. So it's selfish of them to do that, because especially for those that are getting it in the quote unquote correct way. But I mean,
yeah.
And the worst thing about it, if you provide proof that what you're doing was on the up and up, they still don't care.
It's crazy. They used to undo it. But it's the guy I know on Twitter, Simple Green. He's serving day 11 of a 7-day auction house ban.
7 days. I just forgot to turn his account. Okay.
Yeah, they're like, fuck it. So it seems like EA would rather hang 9 innocent men than let one guilty one go free. It's kind of
no, it's not totalitarianism. No, is utilitarianism the word I'm looking for right now?
I know what you're I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know, kind of frustrating to see that. I was never a giveaway person, but I know that a lot of people built a pretty big following on doing giveaways. So it's unfortunate for those people, and maybe EA will look at it going forward. Just kind of sucks to hear. Tex, you just want to talk about head-to-head glitches and what you'd like to see change?
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you guys have played head-to-head this week. You guys being the audience. I know Cookie said he hasn't played much since in a minute, so he's going to be getting on tonight. There's this weird thing that I'm experiencing whenever I press out of cover 3. And the reason why I press out of cover 3 is not to get a gem on the receivers, just to prevent those guys from making those corner throws. Because corner routes can still beat 91 zone if it's deep enough. And so if you press, the guy's close enough to where he can break on the ball and get a pick. And since speed in this game, nobody really runs by anybody anymore unless they get a free release, which rarely happens. Pressing is the best way to stop runs and to stop those outside throws. And so whenever I press with Sherman or Chris Harris, they'll backpedal off the line when the receiver releases. The receiver runs into the guy while he's backpedaling. My cornerback goes for a chuck animation, misses, and gets beat over the top. And it happened, I think, 3 times to me. And one of them I ended up losing. Again, one of those games where it's 6-0 and the guy can't score on me, I can't score on him. And he gets a free touchdown and I lose the game because of it.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that is something that happened. I have not seen that before. Like, I've been running press to cover 3 for a while, especially in the red zone. Now I'm seeing it happening more frequently. So I don't know if they did something to break it or if that's just how this game is coded.
Well, I put out a video a while ago. You know how generally if you press on the line of scrimmage, that guy, the receiver's going to kind of get like a stutter animation right when they're on the line of scrimmage. So if that guy's off the line of scrimmage, they won't get that stutter animation. So what's happening is that the receiver's running into your guy, and because they get those, those downfield interactions now between players, you know how kind of if you run into a player with your user, you kind of get like a chuck animation or whatever. So that's happening. The receiver's catching up to your slow Sherman, hitting him, and he's getting like a downfield interaction. But then the receiver is able to recover and run straight faster than your DB is able to recover from their chuck and get back. I won a game in OT off of it. I was pretty hyped when Randy Moss bumped his Richard Sherman, and I won the game with a streak that way. So I guess the best is to, like, if you're gonna press, manually back them off a couple yards.
Start giving them like 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. So
I think
I wonder if you can
try and show blitz. I think show blitz brings them up, but keeps them a couple yards off the line of scrimmage. Test it out though. I know it works in cover 4 out of 3-4. Show blitz does, but test it out for sure.
I'm going to try that. I wonder if you can produce that at the end. So if you know your opponent's pressing you, if you can just purposely make the guy off the line of scrimmage so you can run into him and get the animation.
Yeah, definitely. I try to do that every time. Yeah.
That'd be kind of interesting to see if that's going to be what they start doing in the tournament. Because I know a lot of the guys don't press anyway, but like if they're out there in that Tampa 2, and they got that guy in the cloud flat, maybe they can like get like free releases and get some yards out of that. So I wonder if that's going to be something we start seeing more of, since that's an actual weird exploit that I've been seeing. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. That. How about you, Cookie? Any head-to-head glitches that you've seen that in your time?
No, wait. I haven't really played anyway cheesy, so. The only thing I've seen a lot is the opposite of cheese. People just running like cover 4, drop 2, that play, which is just really boring to play against. It's not hard to beat. It's just like, if that's the plan, then cool. It's just not going to make the game fun. I'll win, but it's not going to be fun.
Yeah, ever since discovering cover 4 bombs, I really like going against cover 4 guys the whole time. It's the guys that mix up their defense quite a bit that I have the most trouble with. Cover 2 guys with the drop the middle linebacker is also kind of the meta right now, like either out of the 3-3-5 or the 3-4 or any set. What would you like to see change though, besides for fumbling, Cookie Boy, and online and head-to-head? Anything?
Probably nothing on my mind right now.
So you're pretty satisfied with the gameplay this year?
I mean, what I wasn't happy with the starter was defense, but I feel like as these better players come out, then we're starting to get a feel of like what defense can actually be in this game. It's a decent balance right now, I would think. Not a great one, but like, I mean, sometimes inside zone still works a little bit too well. Like, no one really gets off their blocks fast enough, especially like an outside linebacker who's on a tight end. But besides that,
yeah, I think you're 100% correct on that. The run game seems powerful, especially inside zone, wham, like we talked about, toss, and it seems like the wide receivers block really well too.
Yeah.
Has that been your experience?
Yeah. And not good run blocking wide receivers, just wide receivers run blocking.
Yeah. Same thing here. I don't know how many times I've seen Paul Posluszny chucked by Tyreek Hill. I'm like, why are you being chucked by him? Push to the ground. And so, like, the run blocking receivers are crazy because they actually receivers. At least I'm trying to think back. I don't think they go for cut blocks. I think it's just tight ends and
no, they don't
go for cut blocks.
The receivers do not.
And so they actually will engage. They may not be able to hold a guy for long, but they'll actually engage, which makes them hard to stop. Because I lost the game last night on a quarterback run because Sean Taylor couldn't get off the block of Amari Cooper. And now, I don't think Amari Cooper is a great run blocker, but, I mean, Sean Taylor got stood up and just didn't do anything when he got blocked by him. So, receiver run block is pretty amazing this year to the point where that's why I have to press so I don't get those free 5 yards because my cornerback won't block shit until he gets close to him.
Yeah, I noticed that Sean Taylor card being made a fool of in the run game. Like, it's the amount of times I've seen his ankles broken is kind of too much for me.
They should have gave him Unfakeable. That should have been a card every time. It's frustrating. Like, you're a 95 overall card with high awareness, high play recognition, and yet You can't tackle because you don't get a chance to because you fall on the ground like you're playing slip and slide.
Yeah, he's like out on ice. Hey, so Rex did tweet today. Somebody made this tweet, and I'll read it. Hope you crybabies are happy. Can't throw a pass within 15 yards of someone or it gets jumped. Blame yourselves for what you did in August. And then Rex replied, facts, and then period. So
What?
do you guys think that the game in August is better than the game now? That's the same question we had last week with Problem. I guess I want to hear Cookie Boy's response. Do you like it better now, or do you like it better before the patch where it was a lot easier to pass?
I would say probably. I mean, honestly, if I had a choice between A, B, and the Secret C option, I would say the Secret C option, which is what it was at EA Play.
Okay.
But between
That's
A and B,
tough, yeah.
I would probably say B, just because as someone who enjoys defense and being rewarded for good defense, you could not really be rewarded for good. There was no defense in the August version, so I would prefer it now.
Yeah. I think people are having rose-colored glasses too. That was so bad in August. We were just discovering the exploit routes. There was a weekend league with those exploit routes in there that everybody kind of figured out. It was like, okay, I don't know what to do here. Like, well, anyways, Texas, you kind of see aghast at Rex's facts. What are your thoughts?
It's stupid because, first of all, it wouldn't be facts if they knew how to. I don't want to say. I'm be quiet. Like,
No, go ahead. Let it
I'm
go.
gonna be quiet. I want to get him on the podcast. I don't want to be a bleep hole.
The thing is, like, Rex responds positively to really negative people.
I got you, but that's true.
Do it.
Oh yeah, no.
Like, all they gotta do
Must
to
do
make these receivers not get jumped, is make route running matter. Like, I mean, like make route running counter, like make high route running counter, 91 zoners. So that way you got to get a counter to it. A counter to a counter makes sense. So people are countering that by using worse zone guys. How about you use better players so that can happen as well. So it's not like you're getting your routes jumped all the time. And on top of that, maybe if quarterbacks were accurate and put the ball where the ball needs to be put, they wouldn't be missing these easy guys that are beating the zones that you can get the ball to.
Heck yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Because I'm tired of throwing an out route and my quarterback throws the ball behind my receiver and the ball gets picked. Like, he's open. And plus, in offense, you got a possession catch. So, like, you don't even really got... Why are they complaining? Like, this you can move the ball easily. You just can't make bad throws anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with, like, Cookie Boy said, Tyrod Taylor making these terrible throws because he should. But these high-accuracy quarterbacks doing it is very frustrating.
Yeah. If I got Aaron Rodgers out there, that he should not throw the ball behind my receiver, but that's the animation that he got to catch it. If he throws the ball behind the receiver, the cornerback's going to jump in and pick it.
Yep.
I can't do nothing about that. Like, the ball should be put on his inside shoulder, not his outside. On his outside shoulder, not his inside. They put it on the inside, and that ends up resulting in bad things to happen. So I don't mind that it's not even the zones that are breaking the game. It's mostly because not everybody has high zone guys. It's just the passing. Like, some people have spent that many coins to get the Sherman, to get the Chris Harris, to get the Paul Posluszny, but not everybody has those players.
I think, most people right now in Weekend League will have those players.
A lot of people, maybe they may have one. They may not have two, but they may have one. But like, you can still run the ball pretty well. Like, and then you can just try to exploit coverages. Like, some plays still beat coverages. Like, cover two still gets beat by post routes.
Except with the deep middle linebacker that everybody's starting to use.
Which everybody started doing right now. But like, you can still, and then if that guy goes back deep, you can run that in route. Like, it's still counterable routes to run in this game. You just got to have a quarterback that can make that throw. And a lot of the quarterbacks in this game all don't seem to be able to make those throws.
It's
on a
true.
consistent basis.
It's 100% true. When I use Mike Vick, and there was a lot of balls that I couldn't throw with, like, say, Andrew Luck. So I think throw power and accuracy will be a good counter for these high zone guys because you can really fit the ball in there with 94 throw power versus 88, or say Matt Ryan's 86, or even Russell Wilson's 84. So that might help. But I agree with you guys. I like the game better now than it was back then because, like, the corner routes literally, like, you could call anything you wanted. Cover 4, cover 3, whatever. Not coverable. Like, cloud flats, not covering.
If they want to make the game a little bit more difficult defensively, they can just update the threshold to 95 at this next update.
Yeah, that's not a bad point.
They can just do that. It can make 91 like the old meta where everybody was running that, where it plays like 90 zone and 95 plays like 91. They do something like that so that way they can actually get people to upgrade their team. Because again, there's no reason to upgrade your team because speed's not going to be an issue this year. If 91 zone is just going to be as good as it is, then you can't get beat over the top. So that's all they gotta do. Just keep updating it constantly. Stop making thresholds. Have it improve incrementally as higher it gets. Don't have this overarching threshold that covers all of it, which is what they have right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really their fault. Really, not my fault. It's their fault.
Hey, Cookie Boy, what's your opinion on thresholds?
Thresholds? I'll tell you what. I didn't really realize the whole threshold thing at the start of the year, but I'll tell you, like, now that I'm learning about thresholds, that when we played the game, when we were capturing early in August, that it makes a lot more sense why Marshall Faulk was way better than any other running back that we played with. Because Marshall Faulk, I think, had like 91 juke and stuff like that. And Marshall Faulk, which is an absolute monster, where everyone was like, okay, Marshall Faulk's way better, but why? Like, Le'Veon Bell and Zeke and David Johnson are just nowhere near as good, and it's definitely something to do with thresholds, and it's kind of weird. I mean, I believe there's also a threshold for like 80 and above, to where like if you're, because like any elite player usually has like normal 80s and or at least like different stats than the goal players. So there's like, I feel there's like 3 different thresholds or maybe 4, whatever, which is like bronze threshold, but it's almost like maybe they did it on purpose. I don't know, but it's not.
Oh yeah, it's definitely on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, like per se, because it's kind of good that we know. At least we kind of figured it out what that threshold is, but at the same time, it kind of like route running, for instance, like Texas said, doesn't really show up on the stat sheet too much or show up on the field. So it's kind of, yeah.
Because that's what counters a great cover guy. If a guy's good in coverage, you run a guy like Jerry Rice out there to be able to beat that coverage. That's what he was good at. But nope, not in Madden. You got to use a guy that has like, he's a running back and receiver to be able to beat 91 zone consistently.
Yeah, to have the under 75 route running to beat that, to have them not react to it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I think we've talked quite a bit. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we sign off? Before we head out, wrap up the podcast?
I think that, I want to make an apology for calling Joe Thomas a career loser. He is a career loser that will be a Hall of Famer. So, for those that are out here saying that, oh, you need to watch film, I'm not watching film. I know that he played for a bunch of bad quarterbacks, but he's an idiot for not wanting to be traded to a team to play for a good quarterback like Dwayne Brown did. You know, Deshaun Watson looks like the second coming of Michael Jordan.
You really think so, huh?
Well, I mean, that's what his coach said. Dabble Sweeney said, if you pass on this kid, you pass on Michael Jordan. So,
oh wow,
he looks good right now. He looks really good, despite having 3 interceptions yesterday. Also, another controversial hot take: Jason Witten, not a Hall of Famer. So come at me now, Cowboys.
I'll tell you what. I was watching a little bit of that Cowboys Eagles game because it was on the Red Zone channel, and I'm pretty sure I heard Troy Aikman say that Jason Witten is the best run blocking tight end in football, which made me want to throw up. Basically, anything Troy Aikman says on a coverage makes me want to throw up, but like that specifically, I was like, dude, that's not true. That's not true at all.
They like doing that. Funny thing about it, they say it so much that they think it's true. It's not. Like, no. He's not a Hall of Famer, and he's not the greatest run blocking tight end. Like Gronk doesn't exist in this world we're talking about right now.
So you think Gronk's the best run blocking tight end in the NFL?
As far as like like maybe like some random Lee Smith is better. As far as like actual tight ends, Gronk probably the best.
Yeah, it's Gronk and probably Vernon Davis still.
What about Michael Bennett?
The Packers are on the ball. So
he's good, but I would
last year.
Oh, last year with the Patriots? I mean, he was killing last year with the Patriots. He was good with that too.
Okay. So everybody, please direct your hate towards Texas. This isn't. Yeah. I saw your argument in the comment section last week. I'll be interested to see what's happening down below this video this week, Texas.
Yeah. Anybody that tells me to watch film, it doesn't explain to me why I'm wrong. You're like, don't do that. Like, if you think I'm wrong, explain to me why I'm wrong. Don't tell me to go look something up. You look it up and tell me.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Cookie, do you get in a lot of arguments in the YouTube comments?
Not at all, actually.
No?
I mean, for the most part, like I'm a generally positive, not negative person, so I guess that kind of helps the fact that I don't get a bunch of weird comments in my comment section. And even if someone occasionally does try to fire something, I honestly just ignore it all the time. I don't even pay mind to it.
Do you delete their comment and delete them from your channel?
I mean, every once in a while I'll hide someone. Like, I think everyone does that. Like, someone's just like, shoo, go away. Like, it's okay. You don't have to be here. But for the most part, I really don't have to deal with too much of that stuff, honestly. I really don't get my Twitter going on further, but I don't get tweeted anything weird like that. I don't get YouTube comments like that, so I don't really deal with it. And for the most part, I ignore it. That might be part of the reason why I don't get them, because the few people that do it, I don't give them the day of time. So
you're not like Bengal who goes in there to pick fights constantly in his comment section.
The absolute opposite of that. I do not even. I try to avoid that.
Yeah, I get you. That's kind of amazing for a YouTuber your size that you don't get that many negative comments. That kind of does say something about you, which is cool. Appreciate the positivity. All right, Texas, it's your pod. You wanna sign us off?
Yep. Hope you guys enjoyed episode number 84 of the MUTMen podcast. Shout out to Cookie Boy for being on. We'll have his links down in the description below. Check out his YouTube channel and his Twitter. Same thing with Fox as well. We'll see you guys in episode 85, where we'll try to get on Rex again. Maybe we can get him on and actually upload his episode. Maybe.
Don't promise those kind of things, Texas. We never know. You have false hope.
5-star reviews on iTunes will get Rex.
I like that.
All right, catch you guys later.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Cookie. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for being on.